Tóibín as a whole.
Minister, economically, Ireland is in reverse at the moment. We are the 6th most expensive state in the whole of Europe. And according to the OECD, last year, the citizens of this country became poorer. Living standards fell last year as a result of the government's actions. Now, that's an incredible indictment against your government's policies. And at the same time, while citizens' incomes were falling, we saw that energy companies saw their profits skyrocket in Ireland. Incredible increases. Profits after tax for the ESB, a state-owned company, doubled to more than €649 million, Minister. Minister, you are allowing energy companies win the lotto every day while you're condemning citizens into penury and poverty in this country. Put those two facts side by side, Minister, and ask yourself, how do you stand over it? How do you stand over the fact that you're allowing companies, energy companies, make massive profits, and yet families are hurting so much at the same time? And no wonder they're making so much profit, because Ireland's cost of electricity per unit is now double the European average. Ireland has the highest electricity price in Europe. Minister, either that's by accident or it's a policy decision by you. Either it's incompetence or it's a desired outcome by your government. Either way, it's an indictment against your government's policy in relation to people. So we know that hundreds of thousands of families are living on the fumes of debt. Families are living on credit cards, overdrafts, and money lenders. We know that 20% of the population are on the poverty line or below the poverty line at the moment. Families are consumed at night time when they're trying to sleep and trying to work out which bill they're going to be able to pay or which bill they'll have to leave off to next month to pay. And at the same time, we have this situation where the government is allowing these prices to increase. And there's a cruelty to the government's actions here. There's an enormous cruelty. There's a laissez-faire attitude, because at the same time, the government is milking it in terms of VAT. VAT has never been as high as in terms of take in this state's history as it is now, Minister. Indeed, an AIM2 parliamentary question showed that there was an increase of 40% in the level of VAT earned by this state on electricity. You're literally turning the screw on families in terms of VAT when in their times of need. It's an absolutely incredible situation. And you have this €20 billion surplus coming down the tracks within the next 3 years, and yet you made a record of €381 million on VAT and electricity last year. And one of the most frustrating elements is every single fortnight you've come into the Dáil or some media studio and you've stated that you're either going to deal with the high energy costs or you're going to put in place a windfall tax. And every fortnight, without fail, your government has reneged on that commitment. And months have passed since you made those commitments. Those commitments were made 6, 8, 10 months ago that you're going to deal with these high prices. And yet, you've sat in your hands for this winter. The only thing that's been warm has been the government's hands from sitting on them in the wintertime. It's an incredible situation. And to be honest, I honestly believe at this moment in time that this is a case of the government strategically being incompetent. Because if you take the big picture in terms of the Green Party's major objectives here, the Green Party seek to reduce energy consumption. The biggest driver of reductions in energy consumption are high prices. It is the Green Party's stated objective to have high energy prices in this state. So I don't believe it's by accident at all that families are suffering so much in terms of energy crisis. I don't believe it's by accident at all that so many people are living in poverty when it comes to fuel. And it's very, very simple, Minister. You have the levers in your hands in terms of putting these companies on notice. And other countries have done it. Italy did it. And it has harvested about €4 billion in windfall taxes. Spain did it. Germany, Belgium, even the British Tory party are more decent when it comes to these issues than the Green Party, Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. I would implore, Minister, don't give us another promise that in a short while there'll be a windfall tax, in a short while there'll be reductions in fuel prices and electricity prices. Do it now and put the people out of their misery.